Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Football Manager experiment, where today we're taking a look at the classic of Celtic and Rangers being in the English leagues. Before we get started, of course, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And of course, leave a comment down below of any other experiments you want to see coming up. But today, as I mentioned, we've popped Rangers and Celtic in the Championship. So they'd have to fight their way up to the Premier League. We can't give them everything, even if they are Champions League teams. But yeah, you can see they've still obviously got all the same stuff as they had previously. They've literally just been plopped into the Championship. Same with Rangers. Celtic and Rangers at the same thing. If we look at the season preview, we can see that Rangers are predicted to come top and Celtic 5th. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. We can see the likes of Morelos there being, I think, the only player from either of the sides to get into the Media Dream 11. So that'll be very interesting to see how that develops. They'll be obviously fighting each other as well as themselves to get to the Premier League. What I have done is I've moved the likes of Newcastle up to the Scottish Premiership, as they are one of the most northernly teams, along with Sunderland as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they do up there. I'm expecting Newcastle to run away with things, especially with the money they've got now. But we'll have to see how that goes. Maybe in another video, if you're interested, I can take a look at that as well. But with that said, we have got this going. Let's jump ahead and take a look how Celtic and Rangers get on. Okay, then here we are. We are at the end of the first season to see how things have gone. And Rangers have topped the table as predicted. And Celtic are one off where they were predicted. Unfortunately, it looks like they did in fact lose in the final of the playoffs to Sheffield United 3-1. So they won't be going up this season. It'll have to be next season. Furuhashi seems to be their top goal scorer. 26 goals for him in the league to get them in the playoffs, but unfortunately not quite good enough to get them promoted this time round. It will be interesting to see how things continue to develop for them as they go up again. With Rangers in the top flight, can they stay there? And Celtic, are they going to be stuck trying to fight for those playoff places, or are they at some point they're going to get to rise above that? We'll have to see. Let's jump ahead again and take another look. All right, so we are another year ahead, and we've seen Rangers have just about survived. They're in 17th place, just above Watford, West Ham and Wolves, the 3 Ws, to hold on to their Premier League status. Let's take a look at their transfer history, though. They have spent 115 million on players to stay up. So, I mean, not too surprising. Adama Traore for 33 million is quite a big one there as well. Letting 12 million go. Interesting to see. They also spent 500,000 in the first window as well. So I mean, they're spending money. They're not holding back. That's for sure. To stay up, and they did manage it in the end. Let's take a look at how Celtic got on though. It looks like they got promoted. It was through the playoffs, so they didn't make it easy for themselves, but they were up there with Bournemouth and Brighton, who looks to be quite comfortably up the top. Again, Furuhashi seemed to be their top goal scorer and the league's top goal scorer with 23 goals. So he's been continued to bang it in for them, reaching great heights. That's for sure, up the top there. Looking very, very good. Playing a 5-2-2-1 formation with Mitrovic up top, which is an interesting signing they've made. That's for sure. Joe Hart still in the squad as vice-captain. If we take a quick look at the transfers, we can see they haven't been able to spend quite as much. I guess because obviously they haven't been promoted to the Premier League. But again, signing the likes of Nico Williams, Freddie Woodman, Ben Brereton Diaz, Mitrovic, as we saw, who was on loan. Emil Kraft. There's a and Kolasinac and Ben Woodburn. So a few good signings, I have to say, that they've brought in, which has probably helped them get that promotion, and that helps with the good reputation they've got. But let's jump ahead again. This time we'll go a couple of years ahead to see if they were able to hold on to the Premier League, both of them, and how they got on against each other as well. So we'll start off in the Premier League, and in fact, it looks like Rangers have been relegated and Celtic aren't to be seen, so they must have been relegated previously. We'll take a look at Rangers first, though. Second from bottom, 19th place, 32 points, without a manager at the moment. Let's see how they've got on. So we obviously saw them win the championship. They held on at 17th. They moved up to 15th as well, but unfortunately, looks like they weren't quite able to go any further. and have been relegated in the end with some good players in their team as well. Gabriel Menino, standout for me, certainly, and obviously Traore that we saw as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on in the Championship. We know that Celtic must have been relegated as well. Looks like they have been promoted though, so they're going straight back up. 96 points for them in second place. So they're kind of missing each other, Celtic and Rangers. There's not much going on there otherwise. They got promoted in third, got relegated straight away in 19th, but then got promoted automatically again. Are they going to be those yo-yo clubs? Both Rangers and Celtic look to be like that at the moment. The likes of Norwich City and West Brom, who just go up and down, same as Fulham as well. It would be a shame, that's for sure. They've got likes of Nuno Tavares as well in the side. So they've got some good players. So it's a bit of a surprise really that they're doing so, I wouldn't say poorly, but not as good as you'd hope being fighting in the league. Let's take a look at how they got on against each other. I think it was last season that they took each other on? Yeah. So Rangers won the one competitive match against each other, a 3-1 win for them in the derby, and if we go down again, we can see that at home for Celtic, João Pedro got the goal to make it a 1-0 win for them. So it seems pretty even on that front. If we go all the way back to the beginning, we can see Celtic were in the Europa League. So looking at that, we can see that they did not great. They got knocked out. They got to the fourth round of the FA Cup where they actually lost to Rangers. So that's quite funny. A 1-1 draw against them as well in the league, along with a 1-0 win. So not bad for Celtic in the league, but in the cups they didn't do too great. If we take a look at how Rangers got on though, in the Europa second league, again it looks like they managed to get through against Omonia, then Copenhagen, where they were able to get through to play Union Berlin in the quarterfinals, ended up losing, and they still won the league. That's quite impressive, the amount of games they've obviously had to play during that period. They very, very dominant in January. Interesting to see for sure. Some decent results for them overall. Let's jump ahead again then. Let's see if they continue their yo-yo club status over the next 5 years, and then we'll take a look at how they got on. So it's the opposite from what we saw last time. Celtic, this time in the Premier League, holding on 16th. We're in 2030 now. If we go down to the Championship, it looks like Rangers have just missed out on playoffs, losing to Norwich in the playoff final. 88 points, so they're very, very close to being on top there. Brandao being the top goal scorer in the league, and it was for Rangers. If we take a look at Rangers though, and take a look at their history, how has it gone for them? I mean, it looks like up and down, let's say. Getting relegated in 19th, they then got promoted straight away. A 20th place finish for them in the Premier League meant relegation again, and they reached the playoffs 2 years running, not quite making it again up to the Premier League, which, I mean, it's not surprising at this point. We've kind of accepted that it looks like they might be a yo-yo club. Let's take a look at Celtic though, see if they're able to have any difference in their kind of structure and how they've got on over the years, and see if there's any other luck. It doesn't look like it. They're both definitions of yo-yo clubs. I mean, we've got the promotion, then relegation at 19th, then promotion at 2nd, then relegation at 20th, and then promotion by winning the league. So it's not quite what I'm sure lots of Scottish fans would hope to be the prediction for them if they did come into the English leagues, with both Celtic and Rangers becoming yo-yo clubs, fighting at the bottom of the table in the Premier League and top of the Championship. But that's, to be fair, that's probably what I'd expect, them to be just holding on maybe in the Premier League, maybe pushing for that top 10 if they get a good season, that sort of thing. But otherwise, they're never getting up to Europe in the English leagues, that's for sure. And seem to be a bit of a yo-yo. But there you go. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And of course, leave a comment down below of any experiments you want to see coming up in the future. And anything like this where we move clubs to different nations, different leagues, as I can absolutely do that for you. And I will catch you in the next one.